Hi. It's Mrs. Stitches or Sheila. I am living I love to cross stitch, and I live in Southwest Nova Scotia. The date today is November 13th, 2022, and this is my Flosstube number 28. Welcome everybody. I'm so glad everybody who's here. Thank you for all my returning viewers, and thank you for all the kind words in the comments, and thank you for the new subscribers I had. I hope you enjoy what you see here. And if you're new here and haven't subscribed yet, please hit the like and subscribe button. It means a lot to me. So I am filming one day early because tomorrow we're busy. So still keeping to my 2-week schedule. I have some notes. Where did I hide them? Oh, they're right here. Okay. So last time I talked to you was Halloween. And so since I last saw you, I actually have 3 new starts and 1 finish, but that start and finish is gone. I have several whips to show you. I'm going to talk about plans for just in general, but I'm going to give you a little heads up about what the plans are for next year, because I got some pretty overwhelming big plans for next year. I think I'm going to be able to do it, but it's pretty overwhelming. But my husband, as always, is very supportive, so we'll see what I can do. I got the draw, which, I got the draw, which is from last time. I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to insert the video just in case people don't watch all the way through. Insert the video clip here of my draw for these 2 charts separately. So here is the video clip now. Okay, here I am to do the draw. We got 2 draws. We got Christmas and Cheers. So Cheers we'll do first. Here we go. We had 5 entries, so good odds. Let's see who we get. Jerry! Yay! Jerry comments a lot, so that's very, very exciting. So now I'll go back. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, oh, I was able to do it. Okay, Jerry's also in the Christmas. So if she gets drawn, then I'm going to have to draw again. So we got 6 ink for Christmas. So here we go. Ah, Ms. Laura Judd. Ms. Laura Judd. Awesome. So I will, if Jerry and Miss Laura Judd, I know you guys watch regularly and you always comment. If you could be so kind to email me your mailing address, I will get those into the mail probably next week. Congratulations, everybody. That's awesome. Yay! So congratulations. So Jerry, you won the Ink Circles. I think it's called 5 o'clock by Ink Circles. And Miss Laura Judd, you won Christmas Tree Farm by Twin Peak Primitives. So congratulations to you both. I will, if you will send me an email, I'll have my email address in the Dropbox below. Send me an email with your mailing address. I will get those out to you next week. Excellent. So let's start off with a shout out. I have been, this person I found because they commented on my videos. And usually when people comment on my videos, sometimes I'll check to see if they have a Flosstube channel. And sure enough, Jeepgirl Stitches, and she has a Flosstube. I think she's up around, I want to say about 14 videos now, maybe a bit more. She started off with sort of life videos, and then she went in, she had some diamond painting, and I think now it's more floss tubing or cross stitching. And she has done a lot of new starts. I can't remember why she did a whole bunch of starts, but she did a lot of new starts. And so she's got a whole bunch of full coverages. So Hayes, I think. So I really actually enjoy watching her. It's I think she's had one just out recently that's a Stitch With Me. I haven't watched it yet, haven't had the time yet, but the one before she got a new haircut was really cute. But I really enjoy watching her, so it's that really quite enjoyable. So check her out. I think all of us, those subscribers, can use some more viewers, so that would be great. So I think I'm gonna do plans near, I might sprinkle it in or do it near the end. We'll see. Even though I have a chart here, a plan, I don't always stick to it. So what have I been stitching? Let's start off with my new starts and my finish. So I joined a Facebook group that had challenges. And we had to do a group challenge, and it was stitching one of these mini masterpieces. So they were on Etsy. I went there and I fell down a rabbit hole, bought a whole bunch. I bought 9. And I just thought of something else I want to say. And stitched one, and I've already mailed it off. So I'm going to insert a picture of that here. Hi everyone, I just finished a cross stitch and I'm going to send this off. This was one of those mini masterpieces. I did it for a group project. We were all doing different paintings, and so I stitched this up. I think it's a naked woman's back or something like that, but it's a little cross stitch. To give you a sense of how big this is, well, there's my finger right next to it. So it's pretty small, but it was a blast to do. So very enjoyable, and I'm very proud of it. There you go. Bye. So that was fun to stitch. It was a neat little stitch. So like I said, I bought a whole bunch of others. I bought 9, and I thought, oh, those would be neat little presents for the family. Like, just do it as a card, because we're not going to exchange Christmas presents this year. So I thought, well, I could just do a little stitch, stick it in a card, make it part of the artwork. You know, it's such a small piece of fabric. I'm using threads from Stash, and it'd be easy. So I picked one out for my mother-in-law, and sure enough, there's only one that's a bit bigger. And so all the rest are, I think, I want to say 30 by 30-ish. This one is, I think, 60 by 60. So it's significantly bigger. At the time, I thought, oh, it's not that much bigger, but it's significantly bigger. But this is what I'm working on. And so this is, I don't think it's called Irises. I think the original artwork is called Irises. I think it's a Van Gogh, but I'm not positive on that. But I think it's really pretty. Oh, let me get the threads out of the way. Always with the threads. See, even on minis, I park my threads, but I think it's just gorgeous. So I'm going to stick that into, we got at Michael's some cards, picked up 2 different kinds, so probably go with white ones, but, and I'm just got to figure out how to do it. I haven't actually opened up the package yet, but I plan on either just, I don't think I'll glue it. I'm thinking I'm going to cut it out and then maybe put something on the back to hold it in place, or like a frame, do it around some cardboard or something. And I have to still figure that out. But, and the other thing that we did in the thing, which looked really nice, is we actually did a border, just a single row of cross stitching around in black to kind of frame it. And that looks really nice. So I'll probably do that too. So that's a new start. The other new start I have, and something just dropped down. I don't know what it is, but hopefully it wasn't something important. Last time was Halloween, and you remember that I was going to have a Halloween start. I don't have the pattern here. I think I left it downstairs, but this is a Glendon place called Witch's Wheel. And so it's a pattern that is the same thing 4 times. So you got north directions, east, west, east, south directions. So I'm working on the north direction right now, and I really enjoy it. So as you can see, there's beads in the middle. That's where everything is going to be coming off of. There's going to be lots of beads in the hat and the cat's eyes. So there's a gecko type thing up there. There's a witch that's riding a broom here. The center witch, of course. And then there's a couple of cats down here. They're going to be framing the corner of the wheel, the 4 angled directions. So I think that's great. So my plan with this going forward, just to add more to my plans, is that I want to work on it on the 13th. So I'll be working on it today. And then whatever day happens to be the end of the month, be it the 30th, 31st, or 28th, or whatever. So that is my plan going forward. Funny thing was, so I had makeup on last time, which I'm sure you noticed, and it had sparklies in it. Everything I worked on got sparklies in it. So I worked a lot on this on Halloween night while I was waiting for the trick-or-treaters. And then I think I worked on it for 2 or 3 days afterwards. And then it's been kind of away since then. But yeah, there's little sparklies in the fabric. So I think that's kind of funny, actually. So I think I'll touch next is my temperature tree. So this is coming along. I'm mostly caught up. I think I was caught up to November 6th. So about a week off right now. But that's my temperature tree. What I was really surprised at is, well, and I'm sure everybody knows this, is how warm the fall has been. So, you know, it was cold January, February, March, and April even still a bit cold. But it's really not symmetrical. And you can see that there. That's been quite well. So we're into November. This is November's branch right down there. So this leads up to my plans for 2023. We came up with an idea. I was showing my husband this, and I don't know, we sort of wondered, well, what is it year to year looking like? And at first he thought, what if you did like 365 days and did it as a straight line, and then the next year underneath, and the next year underneath, and you could see all the days in comparison. Well, kind of worked out the logistics on that, and the length of it would have been so long, like 6 feet or 5 feet or something, and the depth was so shallow. So even like I was looking at like a 3x3 square for each day's data. So then we came up with a different plan. Then instead of it being 1 piece, it'd be 12 different pieces, 1 for every month. So each month would have something with each year's colors in it. So I worked on January. So January, I designed my own. It's just a snowflake. It's very basic. But essentially what I'm going to have is a motif for every year. So there'll be a snowflake for each year. They won't be in order. It'll be kind of random. And I might put the year somewhere on the snowflake. And so it has just little baubles on it, or it's kind of like straight lines, and then more pattern, like almost like a Quaker style-ish. That will be the days. And each day I'm going to record the high temperature, the low temperature. This was only high temperature, and I kind of feel like you're missing out on a lot without the low temperature. Wind, because we get a lot of wind here. So I found with Environment Canada, I can get the historical climate data, and it has the maximum wind speed gusts. Now, so that's just the maximum gust, but it's what I can get in hindsight. And then one thing representing my impression of the day, be it sunny, rainy, snowy, foggy, or cloudy. And then sometimes, you know, some days, especially here, we'll wake up to gorgeous sunshine, then the fog. That's very typical in the summertime. You'll get a mix. The other day it was rainy and foggy. So I think with those, husband came up with good ideas to actually just mix the flosses. Like I'll just do a strand of each and do a blend. And so I think that'll be really neat. So I got it planned for January. I haven't decided what size of fabric I'm gonna do yet. So I have to kind of have a little foresight on that based on, I think the first snowflake is a 4x4 inch design on 18 count. So then how I was thinking, well, I have to make the whole pillow to have enough room for, probably do this for 10 years if I can do it that long. So then that would be 9 around, but I don't want to make it really, I want to kind of make it a little random. So I got to decide on the size of the fabric. It's going to be pillow finishes, or I could stitch them together and make a quilt top. That's another idea. I'm going to alternate between little motifs where the motif is repeated, but each motif is 1 month of 1 year. So then the next motif, which is the same, would be a different year, but the same month. The other idea is that then I might alternate each month. I have to figure it out. I want to figure it out for a quilt. Yeah, alternate would work. With a single motif, where you're just doing a section, either it be a line. So say you do a house, you would just do a line that would be 2023, and then the next line would be 2024, etc. And they'd be the exact same shape. Like if I did a 4x4 square, top 3 corners, top 3 squares or stitches on one corner could be the high, the other one the low, and in between you have the wind and the day. The day could be in the center, something like that, or a 5x5. So I have to work out all the math. With that one, I have to figure out what the whole size of the motif is going to be to fit a pillow, to be centered in a pillow. And then from there, how many stitches I have going across or down or whatever. Another one I came up with, which might be February, but I'm working on it, is a peacock. And having a peacock sit there and the feathers fanning out and the feathers being each year. So that would again go kind of in order. So some would go in order, maybe the multiple motifs not in order. So I got ideas. I got to figure them out. So I got January set. I got my color coding for wind, type of day, high and low set. Well, not high and low. High and low got the same temperature range, but I had to have a full range. So I go from -25, I think, to +25. Then the last one's above or below. Yeah, so that is my plan. It's going to be a long plan. Whether I keep to it or not, we'll see. Right now, it's not a lot of stitches for January. Speaking of plans, tell you the rest of my plans right now. No. Yep. I plan on having a new start every month and a finish every month. Not the same thing. Not the same thing. So this is to do with Extreme Cross Stitch, and they classified, they were saying 23 new starts, finishes, any combination of each. And so I thought, well, 23 is close enough to 24. That means each month I could do a new start and have a finish. So I have a list of all my potential projects that I can finish. I have a list of all the things I want to do a new start. To classify as a finish or new start, each one has to have 1,000 stitches. So a new start has to have 1,000 stitches put into it. A finish had to have at least 1,000 stitches left. I got plans for it. Now, husband is all about me making finishes. He thinks I have too many whips on the go. So he's come up with a little thing. If I don't have my finish done by a certain day in the month, then I do a 24 hours of cross stitch on that, in that month, in that week, and I would work on it. So, which if it has 1,000 stitches left. Some of them have way more than 1,000 stitches. So Fruits of Plenty is on the list. I think it's around 28,000 or something stitches, or 20 something thousand stitches. There's another one, What's the other one? Oh, birthday cake is on the list. I think it has the most. I think it's around 28,000 stitches. And there's another one that's in the high. And there's some others too, but they'll be worked on monthly. So I got plans. And what I'm going to do is each month I will, obviously with every 2 weeks, there's 2 videos a month. There's sometimes 3, but mostly 2 videos a month. I will show at the first video of the month or the month previous what the next month's start and finish will be. And then you'll see the progress during. So that's my plans. Pretty ambitious. I'm going to have some stitching to do. Okay, now back to the whips. So this is my daily 30. I did start pictures of all these this time. So next time you're going to start where I was and where I am. But this is Northern Expressions Twisted Band Sampler. And so I'm working on this 30 minutes a day. And the band I'm on right now is one of the Specialty Stitches bands, and it's a little bit slow going, but I'm getting there. So I don't know if I'll have this done for the end of the year. That was my goal. But if I don't, it goes over into the next year, and it probably won't count as one of my finishes for 2023 because of the specialty stitches. Although the cross stitch in between, if there was 1,000 or less, I could. We'll see. Let's see, the other thing. Oh, let's do this first. This is my other daily piece. This is Felix, and I've been working, this is the corner, except I'm missing 1 row of black. So I'm going to have to go, I'm going to just make sure, I'm going to bring this down and make sure that I'm really off 1 row of black. And then I'll have to just do a single row of black. But this is Felix. I do 100 plus, about 100 plus stitches on it a day. It will be my finish in February. It is right on schedule, so that one was already in the plan. So, and it will easily have 1,000 days left because I think it's about the 2nd week of February, and I'll make sure there's 1,000 stitches left for it at the start. Well, it has to be at the start of the year, not at the start of the month. So that's not a problem. Next are my queens. So I'm in the Dark Queen of the Earth, Sal, and this will be my finish for August of next year. So if I just keep up with each month's release, which I have so far, it usually takes me about a week to do, or 4 or 5 days. But this is her. I'm going to name her Rosie, just because Rosie actually was the officiator, or that did for our wedding, for our marriage. So we always make jokes, the phony Rosie, and asking her to tell the other one to smarten up, or stuff like that. We just make jokes about Rosie. So this is Rosie. So I'm right up to speed on her. Love her. I think she's big, but I really do enjoy her. And the other one is, this was a year or 2 years ago, Dark Queen of Sea. Her name is Fiona, based on, of course, the hurricane that came through, and I did a lot of work on her on that weekend. So this is Fiona. And what's really cool, if anyone else is doing Dark Queen of the Sea and bought it after the sale, on their page, I think it's one of the organizers, put all the photos of each section. And so I'm now going to start working by section. So last night I just finished up, the very first section was the 3 fish. I haven't finished the back stitching, but I did that last night. And then the next part is going to be a bit of her dress, or her body, coming down to about the bottom fish. So I will do that next. I'll probably do that this month, because then I will work on her each month as I'm working on Rosie. And I will have her planned to finish the month after Rosie. So I think Rosie finishes August, and so she'll finish September. That's my plan. So there will be a couple ones where I'm way ahead of the game. So that'll be fine. So December's going to be a bit of a busy month, but I'll just have to plan that out. So I thought that was pretty cool for them to actually put that in. There's people that were frustrated because they bought it and it's just the whole PDF. And fair enough, it's hard for them to actually send out each section in a stitch along, and that's so why when there's ends the cells and they don't come out in all the different parts. But she put the pictures up so you can actually figure out the parts, so that's great. Oh, by the way, I should show you what I stitched before. This is Elisabeth Addlesee. I think you guys seen this. I added this part myself. Mistakes are the portals of discovery. And that's because I didn't center it properly. And so there was supposed to be, I was running out of fabric. It's supposed to be rows up there. I moved the rows down here. And then I kind of like the way it turned out. So mine's very unique from others. And yeah, that's Elisabeth Addlesee. Yeah. Okay. And then this is the last one to show you. And I have to apologize. I constantly call this the wrong name, but this is Poltergeist Pirates. I always reverse it and make it Pirates Poltergeist, but it's Poltergeist Pirates by Glendon Place. And I work on this every 10th. And then if I have time, the 20th and 30th of the month. But every 10th for sure. So I think I've worked on this twice since I last saw you. And I'm working on the moon up here. So I'm going to finish the moon pretty soon. And then I'll probably bop back and do some of the sails over here. But I think it's really neat. So it's coming along great. And I'm using my own colors here for the moon. So it might look a little differently. They were... Rainbow Gallery that were called for, and I didn't have access or own Rainbow Gallery, so I just picked colors. I picked I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. Anyways, gas, gentle art sampling threads, because I was in a monthly club for a little while, so I have a bit of a stash, working my way through that, so it's going to be gone soon. So let's see. One other thing that is planned for next year is I'm making, I've actually started it. I started it sometime in October. And it was probably right after I bought those 9 little mini masterpiece charts. I am right now on a no new chart. I obviously can do I can do new starts. But the theme going forward for me is to use up what I got. And I have lots and lots and lots of PDFs. I have lots of kits. I have lots of paper charts. I have lots. I started counting them. I stopped counting them. They're well over 60. Easily. I think there's lots that are not even into Pattern Keeper and they're just on a different spreadsheet. Plus now since this little my own temperature thing and designed my own snowflake, I'm kind of keen to do a little bit of designing for myself. I don't know if I would sell things per se because they're just for me and we'll see how it goes. But no new charts. And it's just to have a little bit of self-discipline that it's a theory, and I think I mentioned this before, and I actually want to stitch it sometime. So this is where I may make my own. That when we buy, it's easy to buy things and then never use them. So it's this sort of, not hoarding, but kind of shiny things, and you buy it and you get the thrill of buying it and then you actually don't do it. And so somebody came up with that you actually, when you purchase something, you pay to get full value of it. You have to pay for it twice, once at the point of purchase and then the second time is actually using it. So in cross stitching, sure, we buy the kit, but then if the kit just sits there, we actually don't get the full value of it. We got the pleasure of buying it, but we didn't get the pleasure of actually stitching it, which is what we purchased it in the first place. Same thing with books. I used to do this all the time with books. I'd buy books and then I would just have them on my shelves and not actually read them. You buy them for the purpose to actually read them. So there's a point where I'm also not buying any new books right now too. And there was a whole bunch of free books given away. So right now I am not buying new books. I'm using the library, or I got tons of books that I have just not read that are in my house that I have to read. I belong to a book club and I get books. Anyways, it's a thing. So that's my no new charts. I started in October just because I felt a bit overwhelmed. My original plan was November. I might try and carry this on as far as I can, just see how long I can go. I have to just remind myself I got plenty. I am writing a list of things because it's tempting. You watch Flosstube and you see other people's in it, and I am guilty. I go and like, oh, I gotta get that. But then right now, if I still really want that or I see it again, I go, oh, I am now making a list. And so whenever I end my no new charts, then I will give myself permission to buy it if I still want it. So that's just my little thing. So I'm not going to tell you any stories. Let's see. Well, I'll tell you just a little bit of life update. We went to, we've been traveling a bit around. Since our truck died, we're still looking for a new truck or a new used truck. So we've been traveling around looking at a lot of trucks, and we went to this one place, and right next to it was a zoo in Nova Scotia. It's called Oak Lawn Zoo. It actually was originally a farm, and they had school kids that would come to the farm to kind of learn a little bit of animal husbandry and looking after animals and what it involves. And then they ended up getting some different kind of animals, and eventually they turned into a zoo. They closed down. I think they're closed down now. So when we went to see them, I think they were about open another week or so, or they just closed. It was busy. It was a gorgeous day. Oh, it was so lovely. It was like, this was probably, I think around November 7th or something, about a week ago. And the sun was shining. It was like plus 22. But cool enough in the air. It wasn't too hot. And oh, it was just really lovely. And because it's a farm setting, the animals have a lot of space. And so I'm going to just show you a little montage pictures of some of the animals right here. And we spent an hour there, and it was really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. So it, you know, I love animals being free. It's funny, you read the book Life of Pi, and he kind of had a philosophy, and there is a philosophy that it also brings awareness to animals. And so if they're being well looked after, they could be just as happy. So it's controversial, zoos, but I enjoyed it. I don't go all the time, but that was really fun to see. Yeah. Any stories? Yeah, I didn't get prepared story-wise. I think I've been so focused right now on my plans and organizing it. That's what my mind has been running with. So yeah, and stitching, and I'm just kind of just stitching away. So I think that's everything for me. So I'm gonna just wish you all happy stitching. Congratulations to the winners again, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, about the 28th-ish. So take care, everybody. Bye.